this video is my book talk about this book right here. It is part 2 of my second episode of R.E.A.D, which is recommended Excellence and Awesomeness, which is where I read books that you guys have recommended to me. This book was recommended to me by bookishlymalyza, and I've done a review on this book that's spoiler free. If you want to check that out, you can just click on the book and you'll be taken to the review. This is full of spoilers, so if you've not read this book, then don't watch this video, obviously. You can click like the timer thing, or not the timer, like the watch later thing, which I never knew about, and you can watch this book later when you've read this book if you want to. So yeah, let's just talk about this book. The first one I want to talk about is the ending. What the hell? I was like, there are only a few pages, Mr. Author, what are you doing? Where is this book going? Like, oh, I'm lost. What's going on? Like, Rhiannon is ending up with this guy, and she's being set up by A to end up with this guy, and A is going where? What's going on? Is A gonna kill themselves? It's really hard not to think of A as a he, because I actually, when I was reading the book, I saw a guy, even though I'm not supposed to. I mean, when A was in like a woman's body, I obviously saw A, and especially when, I don't know if this is a bad thing, but when A was in that hot black girl's body, I could very vividly see her. I don't know if I'm confessing something really bad to you, but I'm not, probably. But yeah, you know, when it was just A, like, in A's brain, I kind of just saw a guy. But yeah, the ending, I was really unhappy with. I was like, what is going on? This is not good. I didn't like the ending. It was just so incomplete, and I really felt like the author just didn't know what to do anymore. I really want there to be a next book for this. Just make a next book, and then I'll be okay with it. I'll be happy. You can do that, can't you, Mr. Levithan? Go ahead. Just do it. You know you want to. So I said in my review that I was surprised by the romance, which is all my fault. I should have known. I mean, seriously. Seriously, Dylan. Seriously. But I liked the romance, however, there were some times that I was a bit annoyed with it. And it got a little bit cheesy sometimes, just a little bit cheesy. And, I mean, I like that there was complexity with it. You know, there was this real complexity with the fact that, you know, A was in different bodies all the time. But it did definitely feel like insta-love when it happened, because, I mean, it was a day. Like, one day that A falls in love with Rhiannon. And I like that there's complexity, so that kind of, you know, like, I was like, instant love, and then it was like complexity is like, okay, we can erase that bad mark from your grade. That's confusing. That's weird. Why did I just say that? But yeah, then there were some cheesy parts, and often I felt like A was just a little bit too obsessed. Like, just stop thinking about Rhiannon all the time. You have some interesting things going on in your own life, and it changes every day. Like, you're not at a loss for some interesting activities. Focus on them for a little bit. Stop checking your email every freaking minute, okay? Just take a break. Take a break and stop thinking about Rhiannon and what she's doing or where she is, and oh dear me. Stop it, stop it, stop it. I really liked the messages in this book. I thought they were really different and really, you know, I've never really been presented with messages like this, and I really liked them. The first kind of message was the message of acceptance of race, sexuality, of, you know, different things, and I think that was kind of brought about because of the fact, obviously, that A was in different bodies all the time, so you got to see different people's perspectives, and you got to see how different people lived, and, you know, there were really different, like, on the extreme scales of people's lives, and so you just got to see all these different people's lives, and I don't know, I really liked that. It was a really good message. I really liked the message of love. Like, it was very focused on, you don't love a gender, you love the person, and I like that message. And, you know, it was really good. It was a good message to hear, and I've never really heard that message or read a book that was focused on that, so I thought it was really interesting. However, the thing about the messages was that I think that this is some kind of theme that's happening in young adult books, where I'm being sucker punched with messages, and I don't think it's a bad thing. However, it's not a good thing. This happened to me, and I'm gonna say another very popular young adult book now, and you're all gonna hate me. What's it called? It's called Looking for Alaska. Looking for Alaska, I felt like messages were so obvious. Like, it was just like you're writing an essay about the message that you want the reader to hear about. And this, I felt like the author was kind of preaching at me, and I feel like there's this thing now where messages are not seamless anymore. Messages are not like under layers. You don't have to like dig for them and, you know, look at different things that are happening. The message is just like thrown at you, like because the person is thinking about them and they're making, it's kind of like they're writing an essay in their brain and then telling it to you so that you don't have to think about it. I like when I did think about the messages in this book and I thought that they were really interesting, but I didn't really like the way that they were presented. I felt like you didn't need to talk so directly about the messages of acceptance and love. It was obvious from the way the story was written and the things that were happening and the different people's perspectives. I think I would have gotten those messages if you hadn't, you know, even if you hadn't have just said it directly. Like, there are some thoughts that A has about this stuff, and I kind of felt like there was just the author going, here are my messages, here's what I want you to take from it, take it now. Do you know, I want to kind of work a little bit. It's not even really working because it was right there in front of me, but then you just punched me in the face and gave it to me, and I don't like that. So one of the things that I'm really kind of annoyed with, and I feel like I'm really annoyed right now. I'm not that annoyed about it, but I don't like it, and I have been looking for Alaska as well, where the like teacher was talking about it, and you know, he was writing an essay about it, and he was thinking about it, and I feel like it's just so obvious that it's just annoying. And stop it now, stop it. Yes. So yeah, in this book, I felt like the messages were kind of preached at me, and because A was such a distinct character, I felt like there was no growth really in his character. That's one of the problems I had that I don't really talk about. He didn't really change his perspectives, and that's okay. You know, he's a very distinct, very grounded person in who he is, and he accepts, you know, he believes in what he believes in, and he acts on those beliefs. But there was no room for any other views. And I'm not saying that I disagree with his views or that I agree with his views. I'm just saying that I feel like there was no devil's advocate. There was no one else around who kind of challenged his beliefs. I mean, Rhiannon kind of, you know, it was hard for her to kind of accept him, or to not him, to accept A and to, you know, to be okay with some of the things that A really believed in. But she didn't really challenge them. She didn't really say her opinions. I don't think she had different opinions. I just think it was hard for her to live what she maybe thought. But yeah, there was no one. I thought there should have been like a devil's advocate, and that would have made it less preachy. So yeah. The preacher. What's going on there? Why has the story not continued? Why did that not be a bigger thing? If that was a bigger thing, I would like this book so much more. Like, what's going on? Are there more people like A? Where are they? Is A going to find those people? Is A going to the preacher? Is A going to kill himself in the book? What's going on? Where is A going? Is A going to try and... I don't know what's going on. I really wanted to know what's going on. There's so many unanswered questions and so many ways that this book could go forward that weren't tied up. And that's why I think there should be another book, but I don't think there's going to be. And I really would have liked to see that kind of story continued and explained even more in this book. Like, there was that scene where the preacher was like, I'm actually just like you know, like, where A realized that the preacher was a different, like something like him. And that was it. And I was like, that's all? You're not what? And the book ends, and what? Really, I really would have liked to see that as a bigger part of the story, or just that explained, which it wasn't. But I mean, what are you gonna do? This was a good book, I really liked it, and yeah, so that was my thoughts about this book. If you wanna tell me anything or explain anything to me that you thought I didn't understand, or I don't know, if you just wanna discuss this book with me or talk about this book, then please do in the comment section below. I would love to talk to you about this book. Thank you so much for watching my read for this book. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye.